Coming at you live from outside of space and time. I'm Naeem. Welcome to the feedback loop. It's been a while since I've made a video from inside. If you go back through my YouTube channel, all my old videos are, I recorded them in my studio space that I used to have. I don't have access to that space anymore. So, I finally just now got a chance to really put my equipment back together, my camera, my better mic. And so hopefully you guys enjoy, the better quality production here. So, been doing a lot of remote viewing this month and the month prior. So I just want to go through a couple updates here. Over at Crypto Viewing, we just finished up a project on Göbekli Tepe, which is a ancient stone structure, stone monument. It kind of looks like Stonehenge a bit, but this is much older. And, a lot of archaeologists and writers like Graham Hancock have been going really deep on this, and they're saying it's a very significant find. So let me just hop over to the browser view here. I'll actually take it full screen, and I'll just play this little clip. This from the Crypto Viewing YouTube page, just talking about the project.
Looking at one of the pillars at the Göbekli Tepe site. Göbekli Tepe is a Neolithic site in southeastern Turkey, and it is something of an enigma for archaeologists and historians. According to scientists, at the time of this construction, humans were just primitive hunter-gatherers. So why and how would primitive humans build a monumental complex on a rocky mountaintop far from water and agriculture? What was the purpose of this place? That's what we explored in our blind remote viewing. What was there? What did it look like in its time? Our team of 4 professional remote viewers just...
Yeah, so that's a little teaser there. You can hop over to the Crypto Viewing YouTube page if you want to see that full video kind of on the project. But some very, very interesting data came back on this one, biblical type stuff. If you're interested in, the giants and Genesis and stuff like that, it's like we got a lot of very, very intriguing data of that nature associated with the Göbekli Tepe site that's over in Turkey. And we also, we did our paper sessions. We also hopped on the whiteboard and did whiteboard sessions. So I expanded on a lot of the work I did on the whiteboard. Here's just one of the drawings from my paper session. And, I took this further and, this ancient site could be something much more than just some stacked up stones or something. Ancient technology, high technology is the kind of data I was getting. But you can check out that full project. Dick Algeier, Daz Smith, Edward Reardon, myself. Going in on this one. So check it out. But now I want to get into some world event stuff because, September was a intense month in terms of news stories. There was a lot of things went down this month, and we had a lot of data that we recorded in August for September. So I'm going to go through some of these here. One of the interesting things that happens in remote viewing, when you, especially doing this for a long time, this is actually coming up on 2 years. I've been doing just the world events sessions every month, looking forward, coming up on 2 years. So that's a lot of good data stacked up. But working in a group setting now at Crypto Viewing with some of the other guys, there's a lot of times when our data overlaps, and that's always, something special. So I just wanted to go through, highlight some of these. We had a couple of these this month of, overlapping data. On the left is Dick Algeier's drawing. And, we produced these separately. We didn't communicate with each other. we both do our sessions trying to look into the future events, and we both came back with this same exact data point. He writes poison fish, something bad about the fish problems. And on the right is my drawing. I said fish, contaminated, dried up, drought, panic, mercury maybe. Like something's wrong with the fish. It makes people sick. So that was, that's always kind of magical when those kind of things happen. But then it's always like the icing on the cake whenever the story comes and comes to pass, right? And you can see there it says mercury. New test in the Amazon found that unsafe levels of mercury was found in the fish. I had mercury there. And there was a couple other stories about droughts and fish dying and ending up dead fish all over the shorelines in certain places. So that was an interesting one. Daz Smith had some data on a assassination attempt, and if you've been paying attention to all the things that happened in September, you would have maybe seen this one. He wrote an assassination attempt, behind field, head maybe, well-known person, dark hair, skin clothes, prominent, and there was an assassination attempt in September on the Argentina's vice president. So I'll just run this quick news clip here.
Breaking news out of Argentina. Shocking video of an assassination attempt targeting Vice President Cristina Fernandez. That video going viral, already shared millions of times on social media. Fernandez greeting supporters as she returned to her home in Buenos Aires when a man with a gun stepped forward, pointing the weapon right at her head. But the gun misfired, and while Fernandez was seen grabbing her head, she was not injured. Fernandez's security detail quickly swarmed the man and took him into custody. Fernandez is currently vice president of Argentina, but served 2 terms as Argentina's president from 2007 till 2015. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7.
Yeah, so you could see that one there. That was pretty shocking little event there. If that was a legitimate assassination attempt. Interesting how Daz picked up on that event. It's been a while since there's been that kind of reminded me of the Pope. There was an assassination attempt on not this Pope, but the one that used to, before they had the Pope mobile all bulletproof. There was someone who stuck their gun out just like that out of a crowd and shot him in the stomach. Probably the biggest story of the month, of course, though, was Queen Elizabeth passing. And Edward Reardon and Dick Algire both had data on that one. I love this this drawing, and this was produced back in August 21st. He wrote, "The clocketh runneth outeth." I thought that was sweet, and some people are saying she may have died around this time as well. The timing that he drew there on this clock. So awesome hit there by Edward Reardon. It's always amazing to see those things happen. What do we got next? I saw a perception that was very 9/11-esque. I had this visual come to me a few times. I actually ignored it the first time around because, it reminded me so much of like a 9/11 event, like Building 7 or one of the towers smoking. I saw a rectangular structure with a grid type pattern on it in an urban district, and I just get smoke just billowing out. Burn, baby, burn, inferno. That's what I wrote there. It's like this thing is just burning up. And I wrote there, a 9/11-esque image of a tall rectangular building with a grid pattern with smoke bellowing out of the floors near the top. And, I wrote, it looks more black than gray to me. And I wrote that because, when I saw this, it didn't look like it didn't look like the Twin Towers. I could tell it wasn't the Twin Towers, but it was a very 9/11-esque type image. A skyscraper, a lot of smoke coming out of it. You would see this in the skyline. You know what I mean? And you don't see many visuals like that very often. But being that it was September, I'm doing this viewing in September. There's always the chance that maybe your imagination is coming in, or you might be picking up on sight memory because 9/11 happened in September. But I was very confident in this perception. I said, no, this is not 9/11, but it's very 9/11-esque. In China, this was a story that broke the other day, so I'm going to play this clip here.
我操！
Yeah, so you can see there was a huge fire engulfed a skyscraper, a telecoms building in China. And there's the one of the views there from the article. Very 9/11 look, very 9/11-esque type visual there for real. And I got a good look at that. And, visuals is an important part of getting remote viewing data that you can be confident in. I saw that, and I wrote it. It's burning. I didn't say it's a terrorist attack. I didn't say it's collapsing. I didn't say any of those things. I didn't even say people dying. Apparently no one was injured in this. I just said burn baby burn inferno, and that's what it was, a building fire. So that was one of my favorite hits in recent times. That was a sweet one. So let's get into some more viewer overlap. Let me kick it into full screen here. On the left is Edward Reardon's data. He saw a missile launch, and he writes North Korea, North Korea data in the news, basically a major news story with a missile launch, possibly with North Korea. That's what he was seeing. I saw on the right here, I saw Kim Jong-un making an announcement, like a press event, making a speech or an announcement, him being the center of attention. And I get the sense that it's almost like a triggering type thing that he says, like causes peril, almost like a confronting type thing that he says. Almost feels like an attack. And, I got a good look at him. When I saw him, I could see that this is like a press event. He's going to be the center of attention. So keep those two data points in mind here. And I'm going to play these clips that went by. North Korea came out and actually announced itself as a nuclear state and says, they have some new policy which makes it irreversible. And Kim Jong-un came out in this big press event to make this announcement. So I'll just play a bit of this here.
After years of stalled denuclearization talks, North Korea reaffirmed its status as a nuclear state on Friday. State media reported that Pyongyang passed a new law enshrining the right to use preemptive nuclear strikes to protect itself. An original 2013 law first outlined North Korea's status as a nuclear state. It stipulated that the country could retaliate with nuclear weapons to repel an invasion or an attack from a hostile, nuclear-capable country. Now, the new law passed on Friday goes beyond that. If Pyongyang detects what they call an imminent attack by weapons of mass destruction against them, they've granted themselves the right to strike first. It's an apparent reference to a similar strategy that South Korea unveiled in July, aimed at North Korea. The North's leader Kim Jong-un said that was a sign of a deteriorating situation. He added that their new law bars any more denuclearization talks from happening and declared the point of no return in a speech.
The utmost significance of legislating nuclear weapons policy is to draw an irreversible line so that there is no bargaining over our nuclear weapons. As long as
Yeah, so you can, I'll drop the link in the description for the full clips of those if you want to check those out. So that was, Kim Jong-un came out and made a major announcement about confrontation and attack. And then this story just broke the other day, so.
Reports that North Korea test-fired another short-range ballistic missile. ABC's Britt Clennett has the latest from London. And Britt, this comes just a day before South Korea and the U.S. are set to begin joint drills.
Good morning, Janae. That's right. South Korea says the North fired the missile off its east coast. It flew 370 miles at a max height of 37 miles. Now, Seoul calling it an act of grave provocation. And the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command says today's test fire doesn't pose an immediate threat to U.S. personnel or territory. But again, authorities pointing out that North Korea's actions are destabilizing. And we've seen an escalation of tests at a record pace this year. 30 ballistic weapons so far, including the first intercontinental ballistic missile since 2017. And, often with these launches, the timing here is important to note. This latest coming just ahead of military drills between the U.S. and South Korea. The aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan already docking in South Korea.
So yeah, you get the point. Both these stories kind of came to pass this month. Kim Jong-un came out, made a statement, and they fired off a little test shot there. So a lot of interesting stories this month. I even had a data on a nuclear leak story, and there was a nuclear leak in Germany that just happened the other day. But hopefully this was interesting. I don't want to make this video go on too long, but I'm going to try and get back on producing more, more videos on ESP, remote viewing, and things of that nature. Let me know in the comments what you think about, the audio, the video quality. I'm going to try and do, I want to set up some live stream remote viewing stuff. So, let me know what you think about that. Maybe bringing on other viewers to do sessions or have monitored sessions on live streams. So I'm having some hosting issues with my website, thefeedbackloop.info right now. So don't go there right now. But, check us out over at Crypto Viewing. That's patreon.com/cryptoviewing. If you enjoyed this and you would like to support, join us at Crypto Viewing, or, if you want to make a small donation of some kind, you could use cryptocurrencies or shoot me something over PayPal. I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you for watching. Peace and love, y'all.